Hello, welcome to another Programming Exam Solution tutorial for the AQA Computer Science 2016 Paper 1 exam that's looking at Warships, the battleship game. We're looking at the second half of the problem about how can you return "you sunk my battleship" or "you sunk my patrol boat," whatever it is, if in fact you have. So if you haven't seen the first video, then I very strongly recommend you do that. We're going to be looking at the SearchBoard method of assessing if a ship has been sunk. One second, what's going wrong? Okay. Okay, sorry about that. So, if you've seen the other video, you've seen this all before, but now we're going to look at, has the ship been sunk? And effectively all we're really doing is asking the question, are there any ships of the type that have just been hit left on the board? I.e., we're going to search the board. So, quick reminder, we're only going to bother checking if it's hit, so we need to see where we're going to put that. We need to store the location of the hit. We then need to check every element of the board, so nested for loop, and simply ask the question, if the ship has just been hit, is currently on the board, then it can't have been sunk. However, if there is not a single element left in the board array, or a single location left on the board, whichever way you want to say it, that has not got it, then that ship has been sunk. For this particular tutorial, I'm not going to bother saying return the ship's name. That's going to do that in a separate video. What we're going to do is just return the character of the ship. Right, so let me quickly click to the code. And I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you can see what's going on. So obviously this is the make player move procedure, and this is the section of code here that that will be executed if a ship has been hit. So we need to put in a couple of variables first. So we're going to put in a holder for ship hit, so that we can assign the board contents to it, and I'm also going to have a boolean that is effectively ship is sunk. First thing we need to do is assign the board contents to that temporary character variable, and we better do it before we change the contents of the array, because otherwise we'll never know what ship we hit. So we've done that. Now let's quickly set up our nested loop. This is not the most efficient way of doing it. There are two efficiencies that I could add on. I'd only need to actually assess the row and column, not every single element, but that's actually more faff and it doesn't look as nice. So just for this tutorial, I'm going to show you checking every single array element, and we now need to ask the question, is ship hit equal to the current contents of that element that's being inspected? If it is, then ship hit equals false. You can see we're working with the assumption that we're going to assume that a ship is sunk until we find an element that has that ship initial in it. So now I've done that, we need to set out a message that says that you've sunk my ship, and we're saying if ship is sunk, then right line, you have sunk my, and I'm just going to use the initial for now. As I say, in the next tutorial I'll show how we can return ship name from an initial. Quick reminder, it's got to be in the section of code where there's a hit. Temporarily hold the initial of the ship being hit, nested loop for the whole array, and then check if the ship is hit, because at no stage is ship is sunk set false, then down here exit a message, output a message. Hopefully you found that useful. If you've got any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments, and of course you can make requests for future videos.